Here's a quick video. I just got done from running, sweat like a slave. But this video, I just wanted to talk about, I always talk about dealing with failures, but I want to talk about dealing with success. There's a lot of celebrities out there, a lot of people out there that just get successful and then they just like lose the core of themselves or lose their morals. And you can't lose your core and your integrity because you do succeed. You can't become like super arrogant. That's when you become blind. You become blind in your own ways. You become stuck in your own ways. You become somebody that you're not, or you think you're somebody that you're not. Bro, at the end of the day, it don't matter what they are. You a celebrity, you a billionaire, it don't matter, bro. We all human. We all go in the dirt at the end of our life. You know, at the end of the day, we all just people. We bleed. We just regular people. You know what I mean? So when I talk about failing, it's good and bad things to success. It's good to succeed, but the bad things is when you succeed, you're going to have a lot of challenges, bro. God challenges the people he gives a lot to. To whom much is given, much is tested. And if you feel like you're not giving a lot, it's because you have to learn from those things. Everybody's going to be challenged, whether you're giving a lot or whether you're giving nothing. Because if you're giving nothing, you got to start from the bottom. When you're giving a lot, you start at the top, but there's going to be challenges with that. You're going to be tested. You're going to have a lot of expectations. Heavy is that who wears the crown, you know what I mean? And I feel like I'm a king. I feel like a lot of people don't look at themselves like that. You got to look at yourself like that. So if you're going through something, you just got to be like, I'm a king. Well, girl, you a queen, whatever you are, you just got to be like, that's who I am. And you got to rise above all the things that you thought was going to hold you back. You can't let nothing hold you back in this life. You always got to keep moving forward. You know, we all have, negative thoughts. We all have, doubts, and they really can hold you back a lot. I understand that. They hold me back in a lot of situations. Sometimes you want to do something. Sometimes you want to do, it's just a lot that goes on because we living in our minds. You got to live in your soul. You got to live in the true you, what you really feel is good for your heart and soul, because it's a lot of rules in this life. It's a lot of things that we can't do in this world. It's a lot of things that's not for us. It's a lot of things that we aren't legally allowed to do, that most people would consider, why is that not like that? Like I seen, it was a billionaire said, water is not a privilege. He was like, you should have to pay for water. Like he said, water is something that you have to buy. That's natural. Water is natural. You can't say something like that. It's just a lot of things and rules that they made that will never make any sense to me. They'll arrest a drug dealer for the rest of his life, but they'll get somebody who's like a pedophile, rapist, like 10 years. That doesn't make any sense. These rules in this world just don't make no sense. We got to stay what we really feel, because at the end of the day, they can attack your body, they can attack your mind, they can attack your health in all different types of ways, but they can never attack your higher self, your true you. When you tap in with your true self, once you take that time, once you go through that pain, it's always going to be a brighter side at the end of it. You got to keep walking through the dark to get to the light. Uncle Iroh said, y'all got to know that. Uncle Iroh. It's a great quote. You got to just keep going, man. You got to keep hustling, man. It's going to get hard. It's going to get tough. But back to the point of success. When you do get through it and you start to succeed, you got to know that you got to stay true to yourself. You can't ever let yourself get lost in the money. You can't let yourself get lost in the just to succeed in like the way you feel. You can't get lost in that moment, because that's when you start to get lazy. So you lose that hunger, and that's why people, when they make music, do movies, they lose that hunger and they're not the same no more. So you always got to stay hungry, and you always got to stay focused. It don't matter if you get that thing that you wanted forever. You get that car, you get the house, you get that money, you get that job. It's not the end of the road, man. Life is a marathon, like Nipsey said, man. Shout out to Nipsey Hussle, man. Life is a marathon. So you got to just keep on running, and eventually you're going to tear through that paper. You're going to be like, man, and that's at the end of your life. God going to tell you what you did. You got to stay humble. You got to stay peaceful. You got to stay peaceful, and you got to stay positive, because God wants to test if you can be that way. I get tested a lot because I'm like, damn, I always stay positive. I always stay happy. And you be around people that just ain't the same way. And you like, why is it like that? It's because you got to be tested. You got to make sure you can stay that way. You got to make sure you can stay positive. You got to make sure you could be a great force in this world, man. We not here for forever, man. So don't even get bogged down about all the stupid shit. You got to focus on the real stuff that you can do, the stuff that you can control. You got to focus. When you stand focused while you succeeding, you'll be even greater. You never want to stop, man. You think Jay-Z just like, oh, I made $1 million, I'm good. I sold I got 10 albums. He start going into different businesses, different ventures. You never get comfortable, bro. If I'm making money right now, like I'm making money and I'm like, yo, I feel good. I can't stop and not try to make new businesses, not try to do new things, because that's when you get stuck and you get lost. The world is always changing. You see how this world is changing, man. The weather is changing. It's fires, forest fires, is COVID. It's always going to be some new shit. You got to just stay focused and you got to stay motivated. You got to keep going, man. You got to keep going, man. To all my niggas, y'all got to stay focused, man. We locked in this year and we headed to greater things. We doing some great stuff and we staying locked in, man.